Somewhere in your bathroom cabinet right now, there might be a small case with a clear plastic tray inside it. Maybe you wore braces as a teenager. Maybe your kid is wearing them right now. Millions of people are, at this very moment, walking around with metal wires tightening their teeth into place. But the real answer to why is far stranger than crowded mouths just being bad luck. Your ancestors didn't need any of this, not because their teeth were magically better, because their entire skulls grew differently, shaped by a world that no longer exists. Here's the strange part. Your jaw isn't fixed by your genes the way your eye color is. It's built by how you use it. Chew hard, chew often, chew on tough, fibrous food from childhood, and your jaw grows wide and strong. Chew soft, mushy, processed food, and it doesn't. That's it. That's the whole hidden mechanism behind 100 million crooked smiles. Anthropologist Daniel Lieberman at Harvard has spent decades studying this exact question. He compared skulls from hunter-gatherer populations to skulls from industrialized societies eating modern diets. The hunter-gatherer jaws were wider, roomier, built with enough space for every single tooth to sit in a straight, even row, wisdom teeth included. No overlap, no overcrowding. No orthodontist required. Why? Because chewing is exercise. Your jawbone responds to mechanical stress the exact same way your bicep responds to lifting weights. Ancient humans were chewing raw roots, tough meat, fibrous plants, nuts still in their shells. Every meal was a workout. That daily grinding quite literally forced the jaw to develop outward and downward, creating a wide dental arch with plenty of room. Now think about what you ate today. Bread, pasta, something blended or mashed or pre-softened by cooking. Modern food requires almost no chewing effort at all. Researchers estimate that early humans chewed for several hours a day. You probably chew for 20 minutes, maybe less. Your jaw muscles barely engage. Your jawbone gets almost no signal to grow. This isn't a small footnote in evolutionary biology. It might be one of the fastest physical changes to the human body in our entire species' history, not through genetic mutation, through behavior, through the invention of cooking, farming, and eventually industrial food processing. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Your teeth didn't shrink to match your jaw. Tooth size is largely fixed by genetics, locked in over hundreds of thousands of years. So you ended up with a mismatch: full-size teeth, a jaw that's too small to hold them. That's the entire biological story behind orthodontics. It's not that modern humans have bad teeth. It's that modern humans have shrinking jaws housing ancient-sized teeth. Anthropologist Robert Carucini documented this same pattern across dozens of populations transitioning from traditional diets to Western processed diets. Within a single generation of adopting soft, refined food, malocclusion rates, the technical term for crooked or misaligned teeth, shot upward. Not over centuries, within one generation. That's how directly diet shapes the shape of your face. And it's not only about crowding. A narrower jaw changes the entire architecture of your face. It affects your airway. Researchers studying breathing and sleep have found connections between underdeveloped jaws and increased rates of mouth breathing, snoring, and even sleep apnea. Your ancestors weren't just avoiding braces. They may have been breathing easier while they slept. So why does this matter to you, sitting here today, decades removed from anything resembling a hunter-gatherer diet? Because your face was built in real time by what you were fed as a child. Infant feeding matters here too. Studies on breastfeeding versus bottle feeding show that the muscular effort of nursing helps shape early jaw and palate development, while bottle feeding requires far less oral effort. Even something as small as introducing soft purees instead of textured solid foods during infancy can nudge the trajectory of how a child's jaw grows. This is where the twist lands. You've probably been told your whole life that crooked teeth are just genetic bad luck, a trait you inherited, like height or eye shape, something fixed the moment you were born. But the evidence suggests something far more uncomfortable. Much of it was shaped after birth, by spoons, by purees, by soft bread and boneless chicken.
by a modern food system engineered for convenience rather than mechanical demand on a growing skull. Some researchers and clinicians have started exploring this in the opposite direction, encouraging harder, more fibrous foods in early childhood specifically to promote wider jaw development. It's a small but growing field, sometimes called evolutionary orthodontics. The idea isn't to go live in a cave, it's to recognize that a body built for one environment doesn't automatically thrive in a completely different one, even when that new environment feels perfectly comfortable. Think about that the next time you unwrap something soft, a dinner roll, a protein bar, a smoothie you didn't even have to chew. Every single one of those foods, multiplied across a lifetime, across a childhood, nudges your jaw a little further from the wide, roomy shape your ancestors carried by default.
None of this is really about vanity or about straight smiles for photos. It's about a much bigger pattern hiding inside something as ordinary as your face. Your body is still, quietly responding to the world the same way it did 50,000 years ago. It doesn't know that food changed. It doesn't know that chewing became optional. It's still trying to build itself for a world made of roots and raw meat, using instructions written long before bread existed. So the next time you see a kid heading off to the orthodontist or feel the wire in your own mouth with your tongue, remember what's actually happening. That's not a flaw in your design, responding exactly as it was built to an environment your ancestors never could have imagined. Somewhere in your bathroom cabinet right now, there might be a small case with a clear plastic tray inside it. But the real story was never about your teeth at all. It was about everything you never had to chew to get them there.